Estás en el estudio con Dre, Big H y Triple C.
Hey, yo.
Silverback Chronicles todos los lunes en todas plataformas.
Yo, my peoples, what's good? It's your boys, we back. Silverback Chronicles podcast. It's your boy Big H. I got my brother Dre.
Yo.
Wow.
I don't care what it is.
Wow.
What's up?
My peoples, what's up? We back another phenomenal week. This is episode 113, by the way. I hope everybody's doing well, doing phenomenal. And if you haven't saw episode 3 of We Own the City, make sure you watch that. Check your boy out, all right? Because I'm on it. Me and JB is getting busy.
Shout out to Jamie Hector too. You know,
shout out to Jamie. Shout out to Nina, George.
If Jamie didn't stop him, he's gonna come at you.
Yeah, because you threw the badge off.
Yeah,
he got
did.
real upset.
He was gonna come get you. So shout out to Jamie for stopping.
Shout out to Jamie Hector for stopping JB because John was about to go ape shit on me.
Yo, I saw his eyes. I was like, oh shit, the fuck you up? And
it was like, boom.
Word.
Yeah, like damn. But yeah, that was beautiful.
But shout out to HBO. Shout out to everybody that was a part of this phenomenal series. I'm blessed to be in it. I'm blessed to just get that experience. And we're going to talk about that in another episode. But definitely, everybody tune in. We Own the City. It's out now every Monday night, 9 p.m. I'm on episode 3. Dre's on episode 1 if you didn't see it. All right? He's part of the arrest team with the FBI. So watch that.
Take that.
Watch that. Don't forget, www.silverbackchronicles.com. Get all your latest merch. Silverback Podcast is the discount code. Do we still have that? No. I'm sorry, we took that off.
Expired.
We're working on something else for you, though.
Set it back up, though.
Yeah, we can set it back up. But don't forget the website. We appreciate you. We love you. Keep working hard. Keep God first, whatever God you serve. And listen, the young ones are reckless nowadays.
Sheesh.
They really getting beside themselves. I don't know. The hard work ethic has not been instilled in the majority of them because they're still out here running around reckless, trying to steal and just cause bodily harm to people and civilians, and that's not cool at all. But listen, let's stay focused. More importantly, that's the next generation. So we gotta attack them and attack them with love and let them know you gotta work hard for everything. Nothing's given to nobody, and it tastes better when you work for it. Trust me. But without no further ado, episode 113, we're about to get into it. We have a phenomenal guest, our sister, yours truly. She's amazing. And it's being sponsored. This episode is sponsored by Heaven the Beard Goddess.
Oh,
this is her products right here. And this is our sister, Miss Heaven the Beard Goddess. What's up, sis?
what's happening?
How you feeling?
How can they find you?
Yes.
Okay, so everywhere on social media, beard_goddess. You can find me everywhere: Facebook, Instagram. I mean, I think I have a Twitter, but I don't tweet. So if you're looking for something there, you ain't gonna find much.
It's not gonna happen that day.
Yo, next week, me and H, our beards.
It's gonna be glistening.
You see that?
Right.
I don't know. Triple C gonna have to turn down the lights because it's gonna be bling, bling, bling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on my Django
Real
shit
healthy.
right now, but it's all good.
I'm saying,
It smell good though. You heard?
we need help. I need help. We need help. Yeah, it smell good.
Right, but that's why we got the Beard Goddess in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. All right, she's about to get real sexy.
You know, I had to call her because this is the last little bit of hair I got.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
know
holding
this. I wasn't gonna talk about it. We wasn't gonna talk about it.
Yeah, Dre got the sunroof for life. It's all good though.
You know, we weren't gonna talk about it, but yeah, I noticed.
So I need help. Thank you for coming. I'm on my last, you know what I'm saying?
Last 3,000 strands. Like,
So the last lint he ever gonna have.
If I lose this,
it's a wrap.
He lose the peach fuzz. It's that. It's a wrap.
It's over. It's
this is
over.
why people still talk to me type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody talks to the bald, you know? Like,
Yeah, no, that's scary.
I need
That's
this.
scary.
I was
Like, you
like,
can't be
yeah.
bald and not have it. It's like you can't be both of them. Like
Yeah,
that.
You gotta have-
You start looking like a thumb.
Damn.
I
With
worked
no
for
nail.
I worked for somebody that looked like that though. I worked.
Huh?
Yeah. So we.
a thumb.
Yeah.
A thumb. A
Like a
midget
thumb.
thumb too. How about that?
Yeah, it's not cool.
So Miss Heaven, where you from? Born and raised?
So I am a born and raised Baltimorean.
Okay. East side or west side?
Yes, I'm an East Side girl.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
East
Side girls reform West Side guys, and they make wonderful. Yes.
I ain't want to mess you up. You said East Side girls reform West Side guys, and what else?
And make families.
I'm not even from this town, but
wow, that's the first time I ever heard that.
Really?
Seriously?
Yeah, like that's a real thing.
East Side girls reform West Side guys. Because the West Side guys are a little bit more.
They be a little too ratchet. Yeah,
they do. Yeah,
but they're like the fly guys, right, in the town or whatever. They're the fashionable guys.
Yeah, right. So
right? From what I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the take on the guys from the East Side though?
Yeah, like what?
I mean,
what's going on?
Yeah, like what's going?
Yeah, because that was impulsive right there. I'm curious on what was that about. Bad experience?
East Side, like, I mean...
Well, listen, I would say this, though. Like, in my years, I have really only dated one other Baltimorean.
Okay.
And then that was that.
And he was from the West Side?
He's from the West Side?
No.
Oh.
He was an East Baltimore guy, and then that was it.
It wasn't.
I had my daughter, and that was it.
Oh, so
married him, had my daughter, that was it.
You reformed him?
No. She's done with it.
No, I was done.
So East Side guys can't be reformed then?
I don't think so.
So, I mean...
He left a bad taste in her mouth.
Yeah, and so I just said, you know what, I just don't think that I was built for guys that are from here. They're a special breed, so I just don't even bother.
I'm not mad with you. Not mad at that at all.
One and done.
Great assessment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One and done. You're smart.
Yeah, I don't... They say if you do, like, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah. So, I say, yeah, so I don't think I like this, so I'm going to go ahead and head out.
Stay away from it.
Like, it was dope while we chilled.
Enjoyed the short ride.
Appreciate the
memories. It was cool. Okay, thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Kid cute.
Right?
Kid cute.
Absolutely. God bless you with that.
That's a win.
I am, like, the proud... Like, I have a cool kid, which is, like... That's a whole thing.
A cute kid.
That's a vibe.
Cool kid, right? Like, when you're the parent of a cool kid...
That happens to be cute.
It's bomb.
It makes life a little bit easier.
No, I don't know about that part.
It makes life easier because it's like
these new kids are stressful.
It's not a game.
Like, these new kids are stressful though.
Yeah.
These new kids, I don't care, cute, ugly, or indifferent.
How come these kids
they just nowadays,
they different?
Think about when you was like, how old is your kid?
She's 13.
When you was 13, right?
Oh, I felt that.
Did you have as many events does she have? These kids nowadays, they have an event every weekend.
It's too much. Well, so my daughter's a track star.
Nice.
Okay. Right, so
she's
what's she like to run? What's her event?
She is, she's a sprinter, so she runs the 1, the 2, and the 3. The 1, the 2, and the 4.
I was going to correct you.
Yeah,
no doubt.
My fault.
It's all good.
You know, parenting, when you're out there at 12 hours in the heat.
All day.
Everything
all day long.
You.
Right.
Yeah, so so she runs 3 events, and it is a long ass day on the track. But
yes, it is.
I mean, I'm proud of her. She's a good kid, but she's still 13 and she's cute, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shout out to you. Keep running.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And shout out to the baby sis right there. She handling her business.
Yeah, she is. She's I'm proud of her.
I love to hear that. A sprint or 2?
Yeah.
1, 2, and a 4?
Yeah, so if I have to whoop her ass, I'm going to have to chase her.
For all her little friends.
And her footwork is impeccable right now. Good luck.
This is true.
You got to lock the door as soon as you go in. Even in the bedroom, just go in there and just lock the shit.
Now her friends know she got 2 uncles for silverbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That 400 is a beast.
He runs.
Really?
The 400 is a beast.
It is.
I just seen plenty of people hit the brick wall in the last 200 meters.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
It's
easy.
not a
They
game.
hit that last curve and it's like run out of gas.
What? Because they start out like a bat out of hell. Like, listen, you ain't prepared for the 400. 400 meters is no joke, son. Yo, the last 200 meters, you can see them damn near walking. Look. They hit the brick wall, they like... lips white as shit. It's like they struggling. They struggling to find that air. And it ain't there.
And it ain't
there.
And they don't find it. It's
so
bad.
It was like a beast 400 meter like that we will know.
What you mean?
Like in the Olympics. Like who?
Michael Johnson.
Oh, okay. So now I know what you're talking
about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I know what you mean. How about Usain Bolt? What did he run?
He was a sprinter, 100, 200.
Oh,
he did the relays, 4x1,
so
4x2.
The 400 is a little bit more.
It's one whole lap around.
One lap around the track, son. 400
whole
meters.
lap around.
And it's equivalent to like, y'all been on patrol with somebody running and you see them and you can just see the legs coming and they just like, ain't nothing you can do. You run away from a person.
Yeah, like
that's how it feels
you
in
gotta
the
be
race.
smart, because if I say he got form, I'm just going to get in the car and just chase him. Just keep an eye on him. Be smart about it.
I've witnessed this.
Don't worry about it.
Right. Listen.
Don't even worry about it.
Like,
story
he's not lying.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
Because if they get away, he saw me. Because he saw me, like, hop over a fence. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Hop over a fence and still sprint down the alley to grab 2 to 3 suspects. He saw with his own 2 eyes.
That's how it feels before.
That's how it feels.
Hey,
By
yo,
the way, 0 fight. The suspect came back in handcuffs, and H was like hugging him. Yeah, like there was nothing aggressive about it.
Nothing.
Runners like to run.
Like,
so it's like you just gotta let them run.
Hey, yo, full uniform, everything.
Gun belt for everything.
And I'm driving.
He had to run around the car.
I had to run around the car.
I
hopped over a fence. He got out before me.
Now, you know
I think that's why I couldn't be a cop.
You know what's crazy though? Like,
that's why I couldn't do it.
When we used to drive together, I'm like, I'll sit in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, okay.
No, understand that the person in the passenger seat is the runner.
Right, because I underestimated. I'm like,
he didn't know.
My homie is a big dude.
Chris, he didn't know.
I didn't know. So I'm like, my man's a big dude. I'll sit in the passenger seat because I'm shorter. So I think I'm faster than him. But I never seen him run. And then a year and a half later, the day comes that I see him run.
And you like,
it wasn't in a year and a half. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was months though.
I was about to say 6 months. I was about to say within 6 months, like 4 or 5 it's
months
definitely gonna happen. It's Baltimore here. Like 6 months is definitely gonna happen.
100%. The thing is that like we would take turns, but then there would be days that I'm like, yo, it's Friday, Saturday, it's it's gonna be activity.
Right.
Let me take the passenger seat. And be like, okay, cool. That one day, the one day I'm still finding the door latch to get out. He jumped over I get out. He jumps over a fence. And I ran into the fence because I was too busy. I was like, what did I just see?
He just did hurdles.
By the time I come
he just did a 200-meter hurdles. What?
I'm dusting myself off. He has the suspect in handcuffs and is walking with him. And the suspect is like, yeah, man, you right. I shouldn't have, I shouldn't be gambling in the alley. And I was like,
whole conversation, right?
What just happened?
There's another one that I never talk about. What it was a B&E in those Crayola homes.
Olmsted Gardens.
And the kid was inside. And I think I was driving. I didn't even get out the car.
No need.
I'll wait.
I said, he got him. And there were teenagers. I said, he got him. I just drove around so he could walk less back. I was like, my man got him.
That's teamwork.
And
That's solid.
Got him.
That's solid teamwork.
Came back, the kid was like, yo, I'm sorry.
No, that's I had a lot of piss and vinegar in me, I get on my horse when I need to. I'm getting older now, you know what I'm saying? You gotta take care of the body.
So she's a track star.
That's dope. 100, 200, 400, that's amazing.
Yeah, I did halfway good. I mean, she's 13, so we're like this is the home stretch.
And y'all get along and all that.
How's the attitude?
That's dope.
Oh my God. She's 13. I mean,
they say funny things.
So she's goofy. She is definitely a class clown like her dad. Mm-hmm. And so it's like the most annoying thing.
Is it?
It is. Because you're trying to be serious and she's like, but ma. And like busts out laughing.
That's
I'm like, God
funny.
damn.
You're like,
can't stand your ass.
Right.
Is she, do they have a good relationship?
Yeah, she is. Listen, she's a daddy's girl.
That's what I'm talking about. Girl dad forever.
Bang, bang.
Completely.
Right. And I got 3 of them. Holla.
Nah, she's a girl dad. So she's a girl dad. She is a daddy's girl.
She's a daddy's girl. Yeah.
She's daddy's girl.
Yeah. So listen, they have a great relationship. They vacation like all the time. They went to spring break. They went to like Jamaica and.
What's her father's name?
Daniel.
Shout out to Daniel.
Oh my God.
Being in your daughter's life. That's paramount.
That's dope.
We need more dads like that. Mommy, she's not fucking with him right now, but at the end of the day, he's taking care of his responsibility.
She's not fucking with you because you're from the east side, not because of that thing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an east side thing.
It's an east side thing. But now I commend him for that. That's
yeah,
dope.
but he's a great dad though, so I have no complaints on that end. So yeah, shout out to. Listen, she's at her dad's house now. So listen, so I tell people all the time I am a part-time parent.
Okay.
She's half the time at her dad's house, so it is like
that's a blessing
amazing.
for you.
Yeah. Only thing is now it's like you're dating somebody and it's like, oh, let's have a kid. And I'm like, for why? Why do you want to do that? Huh? Like it's like the perfect setup. She like my kid leaves. She's with her dad. Why? We have free time. Like,
are you like done? Like, what if you find somebody, right? If you find him, let me just say, if you find him, and he has no children but wants one, what would you do?
Yeah. So
would you accompany him in that? So
that is my exact situation.
Oh shit.
Okay. I'm not mad at him. I mean, you know.
And it's tough because it's like, but we can travel though. But we can like travel and do stuff.
You don't want to be landlocked.
Like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? She's 13. She can, like,
she's self-sufficient.
She makes her own sandwiches.
Word.
Yo, listen, I'm like, in 2 years, this joke is going to drive. I'm setting it up now. Let's do it.
You have another baby.
I was just gone for 2 weeks. Like, I'll be back. You're at your dad's house. You're at Granny's house. You're fine. I'll cash app you.
Right. Whatever. You're good.
You're good.
So Mr. Him, he doesn't have any.
He has one from a previous marriage.
Good. Okay. Is he good with that, or does he really?
Yeah, but she's grown.
She's what?
She's grown.
She a grown woman?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, like, can we just be done and be like,
well, what's his take on it?
He wants one.
What's the temperature out there? He needs one? He wants one by you.
Yeah.
But he put a ring on it yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Not yet. So just wait. You got time.
You got time.
No, she's 13. We don't have time.
No, you got time.
You got time.
For what?
Make sure you put that ring on it before.
I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I definitely put my order in for exactly all the specifications of what I would like.
Okay.
So
how long ago?
Probably like the top of the year. I was like, so this is who you should call.
You gave them the call and everything.
Yeah.
The number,
like, yeah.
Okay, the personnel to speak to, everything.
Yeah.
She said, sweetheart, look.
All right, so this is the person.
So you talking about the top of the year. So we talking what, January?
Whatever you like.
Yeah, like this is the person you should talk to.
As soon as 2-2 came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You give him a note here.
Our story is dope though. Our story is
So tell me about the story. How did you find Mr. Him?
So I had surgery.
Okay.
And so I don't like to say that I was on narcotics, but that was kind of the case.
Okay.
And I had posted like a slight thirst trap. It was like Gucci and one of his women on like the on a yacht, and it was like me and somebody's son, right? So that's what I had posted. And so he all kiki kaka in the DM.
Okay.
And I was like, I know, right? So I'm like responding. I'm talking to myself, really. And I'm like, I know, right?
You found a pen pal.
And y'all been buddying up ever since.
Buddied.
So what?
That's love.
So what kicked it up another notch?
He has been. Listen, dude has like. He has been so consistent. It was scary. Right, like
I know you showed up. He showed up.
Yo, showed up and showed out
back, like
on my ass. Like, damn, I was like, damn, yo, hold up.
Right, what we doing?
Yeah, like I would. So we started talking like we weren't even living in the same state.
This out of state.
Yeah, wow. And so I didn't think that. Not that I was against long distance relationships, but it just wasn't. I just didn't see how they really worked.
He is from out of state.
Yeah, he's still out of state. And actually, since we've been dating, he's moved further.
Because of his job or something?
Yeah.
So what is it? So you definitely like in love. This is it.
Yeah, I think this is definitely like.
Yeah. So damn, okay. So you gave him the ring size and everything to get. Mm-hmm. Has there been any talks on moving together in the same state? Living together,
right? Like, is he coming?
Because that's a different ball game.
Yeah, I mean, like we know that it's a process, and so I think, in terms of conversation, like we know it's a process. My daughter's 13; she got 4 years in high school. You know what I mean? So we're just like, what we have works. We figured out the formula to make it work how it is. So we're not necessarily in a rush to change it, but I mean, we get to travel often, which
that's
makes
cute.
It,
but I'm talking about living with each other.
Yeah,
that's a different ball game.
It is a different ball game. It'll happen.
It's cute.
It'll happen eventually. I think we're just starting to settle into what like a normal life would look like, and it's still cute.
But how can you settle in if you're not under the same roof?
Because when you're outside of like 3 or 4 day vacation, like once you're in the same house with somebody for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, shit gets a little annoying.
Listen, you know.
It's like road trips.
But it's
it's just certain things like if you can survive this, like
Nah, but I think what she's trying to say is that like because she already been married.
Yeah, he's already been married.
Right? And now she's talking to somebody else.
It doesn't matter.
Knows, like, yo, this could work because
you know what you can tolerate.
From that.
Yeah, and you know what you can tolerate. Like
right. Because you showed up and you was like, yo, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that.
I had all the rules.
Listen, don't do that.
I had all the rules, like all the ridiculous dumb ones.
You know, it's
dumb ones.
You came up with expectations.
But some of them weren't even expectations. But some of them weren't even realistic. Like seriously. And I'll be honest.
It's not realistic.
But now, we're talking about like 2 years ago. They weren't realistic. Okay. Like, and I was spitting some stuff and it was like, I got you.
And that's why you say he's been consistent.
He's been consistent. Like I would just wake up and he'd be like, breakfast is at the door. And I'm like, damn. He knows my Chick-fil-A order. Like that's legit.
He's paying attention.
He paid attention and then has been consistent, which definitely makes a difference.
You know, the reason why I say that because it's always easier when it's away.
Not even.
What you mean?
Not even
it's
because
it's harder when it's every day going home to that same person.
It's a grind.
Living. I'm telling you, it's a different. Because when you're away, you don't got to give it much thought. It's like, all right, I could send her that. That's nothing. Or I could do this. I could do that. But when you're under the same roof and you got to go to bed with that person, wake up with them, understand how they live thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? Washing clothes. How was he with doing this? How's he with doing that? It's a different ballgame.
But you have to take into account what I do. But you have to take into account what I do, right? And it really takes a certain individual to really not only understand it, but you know what I mean, to still check in, to still make sure certain things are met, certain expectations are met.
Well, we don't know what you do. You got to tell the world what you do.
Yeah, so
where did the beard goddess come from?
So the beard goddess came because like corporate America, that shit just didn't work out.
So what happened? Talk to me. What was corporate America like for you? Where'd you go to high school and where'd you go to college?
City College Forever.
Nice.
And
is that your school?
No. Triple C ain't go there.
Was it Poly?
Baltimore Polytechnic.
I get confused.
Greatest high school.
Oh my god.
Yes, why did you ask somebody from City?
From City.
Everybody's been from Poly.
No, a bunch of them been from City. A bunch of them been a few.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm sorry.
Been a few.
Because City College like alum are just dope. Like we run this city.
Ooh.
Listen,
I'm not
like the who's who in the city, right? Like they're going to be from one or few places.
Yeah.
The who's who in the city, Poly. Western
Poly City.
Yeah.
Western.
Poly City, not City.
Yeah, Western. Okay. And then I guess because our mayor is from Monroe, we'll throw Monroe in the mix. But that was like a crapshoot.
Monroe, cool. You know what I'm saying? We're from the Northeast.
City Council president, you know where he went.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's my
so we got give him.
TJ Smith, you know what I mean? Who's counting?
Shout out to TJ Smith.
Yeah, you know who's counting? Poly, bro.
Yeah,
he's
on the podcast.
Shout out, yep. We went to school together. That's my guy. City Council president. He's a few years younger than me. Shout out to him, Poly. But I mean, who's counting?
Oh my god.
Shout out to A.
His podcast was dope.
Yeah. Really?
TJ
I gotta go back and listen.
Yeah, he made you
he's
look
really
at
dope,
things
though.
from a different
he's
lens.
really dope though. I've met him quite a few times. Like really dope though.
Yeah.
Really dope. Yeah.
No, it is some dope. Like Kurt Smoke is a city alum. Would love to get him on. He was in the 80s. He was before his time. He was
the first black state attorney?
His first black mayor.
In Baltimore City.
Yeah, Burns was the first that was like
the city that reads.
That's amazing.
Like his vision.
He was a
for
quarterback.
The city
he was real.
definitely
he went to Harvard. He was tough.
Yeah,
really good guy.
No, that's beautiful, man. There's so much history here.
All right, so before we jump ahead, what was the expectations? What was your vision once you graduated?
Yeah, so I had I went to City and, I was like, okay, well, the right thing to do after that is to go to college, right? Like, that's what they prep you for.
Absolutely.
And it's like, okay, so go to college. I wanted to major in mass comm at first. That shortly changed after I took one, senior level class, and I realized that media is pretty much spoon-fed to you, and you have to say what they tell you to say. And I say, yeah, that's not That's not my
Which college did you go to?
So I went to Morgan.
Okay.
Yep, went to Morgan. Had my daughter.
And Morgan.
Yep.
Okay, adversity.
Yep, I had her my sophomore year.
Nice.
Yeah, I had her my sophomore year.
That's dope.
And I was like working, going to school. I was on the most.
I'm proud.
Yo, the most. But it's one of those things where it's like, you. What I know now is I made life a lot harder for myself than I needed to. And so it's like grind. It's like, oh, you was grinding. I was like, yo, I was dumb. Like, that's like the reality was like, yo, I should have made better decisions.
You're never given that book of life.
Oh, yeah. You got to just read it and you got to write it yourself.
That's it.
You got to write it.
And the beautiful thing about it is that, like, your book is different. Your book is different.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then we sit down and we compare and we flip pages,
podcast.
What we come up with in terms of ideas and thought and process and how do we change and reform and how do we share and how do we educate?
How do we elevate?
Yeah, it makes a difference. So everybody's story is different. So, had her young and entered the workforce, so started to do some, so now I need to work. I now need to really make money. Right. So it's like, what type of trainings? What can I do? I started getting into skincare, went to school for that.
Why skincare?
So I am a firm believer in that having a trade of some sort is always going to be valuable.
Yes.
Right? Because there's no cap on what you can do at that level. Right? So having some sort of trade under your belt, there's no cap for you. So I didn't think that way then. It was just something I could do to make some quick money if I ever needed to.
Gotcha.
And so I said, okay, well, corporate America is where the bread and butter is for most people. And so I went into the HR field, probably like one of the youngest people at the time. I was working at Macy's doing HR, the youngest person in the building. I'm like 19, 20 working in HR, which is unheard of. It's like where most people go to retire.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, this is good. Like, this is easy breezy, picking up those skills. And so I got to a job where they said, so you have maxed out at what we can pay you in terms of raises.
Okay.
And so, yeah. So, like, are you going to stay? And I was like, hell no. I make $60,000. The hell?
Yeah.
Like, so you're telling me at 60 grand at this point, either I have to move to another state, go back to school. Like, it was just all of these things I would have to do in order to make more money.
Gotcha.
And I said, this is stupid.
That was cat.
Yeah, I was like, this is like.
That's all. This is it for me?
That's
all
it?
you go offer?
That's what y'all gonna do? Yeah, and I'm like, I'm young. Like, I'm 25. Like, I'm 23, 24, 25. Like, how the hell?
Right.
You gonna tell me that this is the most I could possibly make?
This is it for me.
This is stupid.
Shout out to you for realizing, like,
yeah, I was like, this is dumb.
I'm gonna go get some more.
So what was the next phase for you?
Right.
So the next phase for me was sit down and figure this shit out.
Okay.
Right? Just
what was
literally.
that process like?
With
the baby girl.
It looked like we got bills, right?
Yes.
We have realistic bills every month. And
are you living alone or are you at home with mom?
So we're talking about divorced with a 3-year-old and trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Wow.
Right? And so that process was like,
wow, what
do we have internally that we can use to make money? And so I started doing so now it's like, how do we figure this out? What are you good at? Because, I mean, that's the core of you're the essence of who you are. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Because there's no point in working hard at some shit you don't like to do.
What's your gift?
My gift is...
When did you realize that?
I don't know. I think I'm really just starting to get into what my true gift is. Yeah, like...
It's a process.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is something that I feel like I fell into because adversity, struck. But your gift is what happens when you start to really realize the essence of who you are. Right? So I knew I had a gift. I knew I had things that I wanted to do.
And
but
you
I
knew that
hadn't.
60,000 wasn't enough.
That wasn't it. And I knew that I was worth more than that.
Yes.
I knew at some point I was going to be worth more than that. And I just could not have these people decide that for me.
That's what I'm talking about. Preach. Come on now.
Right? And so that's where the flip switched for me.
That's when the light came on.
It came on. It came all the way on. And I said, I would rather make $30,000
by yourself,
by myself, and figure it out on the way than for you to tell me I can only make 60.
You gonna cap me at 60?
You gonna cap me at 60?
Yeah. And
tell me I only got Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. You
how about that?
You a lie? It's a lot.
Shout out to you. Shit.
It's like I realized that, but you can do more with less, right? So with 30,000, and if I was only working 2 or 3 days a week, it was still more than working 6 and 7 days a week and not having any time with my kids.
I can't.
Else. Yeah, you know what I mean? For someone else. Like, come on. It just wasn't. Listen, that math wasn't mathing, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
So at what age was you?
I think at like roughly like about 25, it really started to kind of sink in that the math wasn't mathing, and I had to figure this out sooner rather than later. And I knew that the sooner I started to work towards my goal, I was going to meet, certain milestones faster. I said by 30, I want to buy my first house. I want to be able to own a car outright. Like, I don't want a whole bunch of bills. I want to keep my debt to income ratio low. I wanted to get into real estate. So how do you create this money? Mm-hmm. And so literally, one thing happened after another. And I would say just trusting your, I don't want to say like your gut. I want to call it your God self. Right? Because that's really what it is. It's not, I don't want to trust it to gut, but I want to really call it your God self, trusting that internal voice that you have, because it never steers you wrong.
Ever.
And only when we ignore it.
Yes. Is when problems arise.
100%.
Every time. Every time. So,
because that's your God self battling with your flesh ego.
That part.
And battling with what?
Take the 60K. You good. You safe.
It's battling what everybody else does.
Yeah.
Right? You got to shut that shit off.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But there's a certain level of freedom I've discovered, and it's a process. And so I would hate for someone to watch this or think that, it just happens overnight. It really doesn't. Your evolution and figuring out the essence of who you are is a process, right? And so there are going to be days where where you're frustrated with yourself because what you're telling yourself, like you have to really relearn. So you're talking about 20, 30 years of what you've been taught, what you've seen,
what you've digested.
Yeah, and now you have to relearn how to live abundantly.
Yes.
Right. Reliving. Yes. Right. And learning to relive, to relearn and live abundantly.
Yeah.
And so people will use that term, and manifestation. They use it so loosely. But what if you truly had control over everything that happened to you? Right? What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And that's pretty much what I try to live every day. Like, what would I do today if I knew I couldn't fail? Would I call this person? Would I ask them for this? Would I make this business move? Would I do? Like, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail?
Everything.
What would you do?
Everything.
What would you do? What would you do if you knew that no matter if you picked up the phone, if you called the commissioner right now, if you said, listen, commissioner, I want X, Y, and Z. What would you do if you knew that conversation was going to go well? Right? If you called the top CEO of whatever company and you made a request and you knew that there would never be a no, would you do it? Would you call? But there's so many people that act in fear. They never make the call. They never send the email. They never, they never do the thing that gets them to the next point.
Scared to change.
Yeah. So I said I can't be scared anymore, and I started.
You jumped off the cliff.
I started doing all types of shit.
Listen, you got to.
You just start doing stuff. But you start to do stuff and you do what feels good, right? So we do what I say. I thought it said something else, but it says you do more of what makes you happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it. So each day I'm doing more of what makes me happy. So right now, what makes me happy is helping guys discover and heal through their beard care, through self-care. Please. It's a very prevalent thing with Black women, but the conversation often stops at us, and then our male counterparts are left out of that conversation.
Well said.
Right?
Because you don't want no dusty rusty nigga.
Elaborate, please.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
You don't want a motherfucker that can play Sega Genesis but can't do nothing else.
Sega.
Right.
Yeah,
so tell me about the skin and bed stuff.
Yeah, so I knew that. So I knew that I wanted, one of the things I wanted to do in my evolution of self, right, was to have better relationships with men, right? Because I knew, listen, I gotten this thing wrong in marriage So like that was a bust. Like me and my dad didn't necessarily have the best relationship either. So I was like, yeah, I had to start like the only way to change, they say be the change you want to see, right? So it's like I want to have great relationships with men because if I know if those two relationships didn't work, but there's a million other guys out here, how do you foster healthy relationships where you have good conversation with men? And
good productive conversations.
Yeah, good productive conversations.
Just to get the insight from the male.
Yes, and they don't all have listen, and they don't all have to be sexual and all. Like people have just like
no, but you got to have conversations with productive men.
goals. Yes, and with productive men
that have careers and focus.
Yes,
not with a turd.
Not with a turd.
Right.
Oh my gosh,
that want to drain you.
That part.
Thank you.
With that are toxic.
How about that?
Yes.
Up top, don't
men
stop.
are toxic.
Up top.
Not all of them, but
up top. I need it.
Yeah.
Not all of them.
That's energy.
But I think we all have toxic traits.
I like that. Absolutely.
You know,
like, from a woman's perspective, like what is it? A man that's toxic, like what does that do to you? Like, do you just want to like leave? Like,
oh my god!
When you're like you don't hear men being toxic, like.
But they are. I mean, like, just it's draining. It's like draining when you feel completely drained of your energy. Your person, your partner, you know what I mean? You're the male counterpart to whoever you are as a woman. It shouldn't be someone who drains you, right? You guys should be able to feed into one another.
And still and motivate.
Yeah,
and
one another. And not to say that it's going to happen 100% of the time, right? Because there are going to be days where it's like, I ain't got it, yeah.
And
right?
that's okay.
And that's okay.
But it's all about your expectations for that individual.
Right. But not even that. So I think we have to eliminate some of the expectations, right? And we just have to learn how to communicate.
In reference to what?
In reference to just being in a relationship, regardless of whatever relationship, be it work relationship, be it sexual, be it platonic, whatever it is. Right. Because there are some days where it's like sometimes you don't necessarily know what the expectation is, but can we communicate what our desires are? Can we talk about it? Can we just, because you hit a point where you're like, so I've never quite gotten to this point, but since we're here, like, can we have a conversation? Right. Yeah. I don't necessarily have an expectation about whether or not I'm ready to move forward with you or not, but can we talk about it? Like, what you feel?
Just general conversation.
Yeah. Like, can we
How are you feeling right now?
Can we converse?
Converse is everything.
And but can we converse without like somebody blowing up, flipping out?
But see, that's part of growth and being an adult.
Adulting is hard, especially when you haven't been shown proper adulting.
Absolutely.
You're just figuring it out. And so there's going to be days where you fail. And so your partner is going to be like, okay, so yeah, this may not be a winning moment for you. So can we step back and then revisit it?
But that's key. That's why I drove it home when I said you still have to live with that individual.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, and don't get me wrong. Just because we are like states away now doesn't mean that we don't have issues that require a conversation. Because it requires even more of a conversation now than it did when we were only an hour apart.
How about that?
You know what I mean? Because now we're talking about, flights are involved and, one or both of us canceling schedules for a week or 2 weeks at a time. So listen, like there was a moment where like we're on the phone. It's like, your energy is funky. And what I'm not going to do is fly to you this week. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Because your energy is funky.
Right. I don't want to get there.
And come to right. And so the thing is it's like, oh shit. So we're really not spending this holiday together because somebody's in. Yes, because we have to figure this out first. Yeah. Right. And we don't have a lot of, and then it's like when you're together, we don't have a lot of time to go through a whole bunch of bullshit.
Right.
So.
Well, how about you nip it in the bud when you get there? Like you're still going to go anyway.
We do. Oh yeah, we still, no.
But let's nip it in the bud when we get there.
When you're talking about two people who are, especially like entrepreneurs where time is money. Yeah. Right. We don't necessarily have time to go back and forth to play these games or whatever have you, and then somebody end up mad, somebody flying home early. Listen, when I'm with you, I want to have a great time.
Absolutely. Right. But I think that conversation can always go better when you see that and when you see that person.
Yeah, when you're ready, but you
can drive it home.
But how many times have you gone home to someone and it's like your energy's funky and now y'all having an argument Yeah. Right now, now we ain't talking for 3 days. I'd be damned if I fly across the country. Now we ain't gonna talk for 3 days.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah. No,
we're not gonna do that.
We're not gonna do it.
Right.
No, we're not.
Because that kills everything.
It kills it. So it forces you to really foster like a hefty relationship.
Yeah.
Even so much so that I said, listen, I support you moving, across the country. Like, I think there's an opportunity there. And what I know for certain is I'm secure in what I got going on or whatever, that I can support you wherever you are in the world.
That's what's up.
Right? Yeah. Because what I never want is for you to say, I didn't go somewhere because you said or you asked. That's not what you want from your partner. Mm-hmm. So it's support. Like, go there. Yeah, go there, explore it. Right? And if you like it, then I'll love it.
Facts.
But you know what? It depends on where you are.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
As a human.
Or as,
knowing yourself.
What you want for that particular relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of women can't do long distance.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely requires you to be selfless on a lot of levels.
Definitely.
And it requires consistency from both people. Yeah. So if you aren't going to be dedicated, if you're going to be wishy-washy, then it's not the thing for you.
Definitely.
But we've found a way to make it work. We found joy in it. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's like we pick up the phone. It's like, let's meet in Tampa. Let's go to the beach for 2 days. Like, we need that. You know what I mean? We're able to do that.
That's dope.
Let's meet here, or come in town for a weekend. I have this event going on. I need your support. And so we can have those conversations. And this is where, living abundantly comes in, because you know what I mean? This stuff ain't cheap.
Of course it's not cheap.
It ain't cheap. You know what I mean? But, in relationships, you make sacrifices and you support your person at whatever cost.
Was you able to buy your house at 30?
I was.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
That's what's
Thank
up.
you. Yeah, I did. And so what I know now is that's my favorite, like, Oprah saying, right? So you'll hear me say that a lot. What I know now is that divine timing is just that. And I spoke that into existence years, prior to at 25, I put that limit. And so now I know that it was a limit. I put that limit on myself at 30. Right now, what if I would have never said at 30 and I said I want to buy my first house now? Then it probably could have happened sooner. Mm-hmm. But because I put that cap on it, I put that limit on it. I said at 30 I want to buy my first house. I went through a lot. I dated somebody. Listen, at 30 years old, and was like 30 and 9 months. Now, at 29 and 9 months, this relationship falls the hell apart.
It happens.
It fell apart, right? At 29 and 9 months, the relationship falls apart, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? And what did I do?
You guys just wasn't on the same page?
Yeah, he decided I just wasn't this person.
Really? How long was y'all talking for?
Oh my gosh, we've been friends since, I don't know, like half my life probably.
Well, what do you think went wrong?
He just decided, listen, so this is where women get upset, and I may be canceled for this one, but it is perfectly okay for a guy to decide that you are just not his person.
Yeah.
And it's okay for a woman to decide that you are not my person.
I think that's the adult thing to do.
That's the adult thing to do.
Didn't stay in the gray area.
Yes. Yeah. And so I was upset. And so he was like, oh, you're mad. Yes, I was mad because I felt like we wasted time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, at what point did you realize I wasn't your person? Like, that was the part that was like, yo. Because if you knew this like a year ago, 2 years ago or something.
We didn't have to waste all this time.
We didn't have to do that.
But for me, like, it's not a waste of time. That's how you learned.
But I learned, right? And so what I took away from that relationship was a 680 credit score and enough money to guess what? To do what? To buy my first house.
That's what's up.
So at 29 and 9 months, I woke up. Literally, he said, "You're not my person." I said, "Oh shit." I made a phone call. I got a loan. I saw a house. In 3 days, I had an offer in.
That's what I'm talking about.
So literally,
that made you step your game up.
It pushed you to that.
I wouldn't even say it pushed me. It was just divine timing and how things work out.
But you think that was the nudge that you needed to get your shit straight?
I wouldn't say it was the nudge. I would say it was literally
the back burner, obviously.
Yeah, well, it was
with somebody.
It was still in conversation of what me and him had planned to do.
Got
right?
you. Okay.
And so it went from being
together.
Yeah, it went from being. So he bought a house, and so what happened was, he was like, "Oh, we're going to buy 2 properties." I said we should do it. Well, before we get married, or before we start talking marriage, we should each have a property. And I said, that's been a goal of mine. I always wanted to have a property of my own before I got married again. And so I said, okay, cool. So, he bought the house. We moved in there. We're all hunky dory or whatever. You know what I mean? And then magically, I'm just not his person. I said, so this must be how this works. Right. But I took something away from that relationship, and it was enough for me to buy my house. It was a 680 credit score and the 10 grand I needed to buy a house.
Time to go.
I'm head out.
That's what's up. And you ain't looked back ever since.
And so you just keep it moving.
That's it.
Because I realized that some people are there for a season. And when you know what I mean, for a season and a reason.
Always.
And so when I put my little feelings and my little ego aside, I realized that the purpose for him being there was to help me do what I needed to do to save money, to get my financials straight. Yep. You know what I mean?
And that's what you learned.
Yeah, right.
That was the learning lesson.
That was the learning lesson. And
just because you put syrup on shit, don't make it pancakes. You dig what I'm saying?
And so that's what it was.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So listen.
I know you got.
I love a beard. I have one.
Yes, you do.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So what would make me want to have your product? What does your product do for the African male, the African king, to my skin and for my beard, so I can get that soul glow? Why would I want your product?
Like, what does he need?
Right.
So, curly kinky beard.
Please don't say shea butter either.
No. There's myths. There are so many myths we can debunk. Debunk. Let's just debunk all of them. I saw this thing today that really irked my nerves. This guy, he's all on Instagram. He's like, yeah, because my beard oil. He was like, because your beard shades the sun, and I'm like, what?
He said shades the sun. My man.
He said because your beard.
He was on it.
He was on it. Straight face was like, yes. And I'm like, where the hell did he pull these facts from? Right. What in the Wikipedia is this shit? So, so in terms of product, what you need or what you use in your beard is solely based on a lot of it is based on your skin type, right? And so most people don't know their skin type. They don't know if they're oily, if they're dry, whatever the case is.
Mine's gorgeous.
Oh.
Holla, 2 G's and a dollar.
So if you have gorgeous skin, you should still follow the CMS method. Okay. All right. Well, gorgeous or not, or if you have ugly, so what's the counter to that? Ugly skin.
Where did you come up with this shit?
I don't know. So either you have gorgeous skin or you have ugly skin. What are the other options?
Chocodile.
Oh. Okay. Right. So I have to figure out what's the beard regimen for Chocodile. Jesus. Is there a third skin type?
Chocolate.
So we got Chocodile.
Chocolate.
Gorgeous. Chocodile.
Right.
Okay. Well, we got.
I guess he's talking about us. The Spanish.
So we have 3 skin types that we're gonna work with tonight.
Or the dermatologist right now.
Or what? That ain't in nobody's book.
Right.
Ever. I never seen. Somebody gonna walk in somebody's office so they told me I had what? Yeah. They told me I had gorgeous skin. So
or Chocodile.
Right. I'm a Chocodile phase 2.
Shout out to my brother D. Lee. Word.
Oh my God.
Fix a Chocodile face.
I mean, I don't know. I think I had to go back to the drawing board on that.
That's
but
okay,
it should.
That's
but
why
it should.
I think it can.
It should. So I think we have something for a Chocodile. So if you're a Chocodile, I'll say moisture is going to be important. So I want you to do
to smooth that out.
Yeah, to smooth it out, we're going to do we're going to do 3 steps.
Okay.
So regardless of whatever the skin type is,
regardless of ashy.
Regardless.
What are we using?
We're using the CMS method. So
he's the one that's outside all day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Rough.
Okay, CMS method stands for what?
Cleanse.
Okay.
Moisturize.
Okay.
And seal.
Cleanse,
moisturize, and seal. So those are the 3 steps you should take on a daily basis to take care of your beard.
Okay.
Cleanse, moisturize, and seal.
I don't care what you're using. I don't care.
Me neither.
No, never. Not near. Never once.
I Like you got the beard butter and you got the beard the lotion.
Right.
That's the same thing.
The beard shampoo.
That's the oil.
The serum.
And the serum. So yeah, I like me personally. I had a little butter on it. And then
I do the butter, then the serum.
That's it.
Okay.
I don't wash it.
So that's not bad.
Like I shampoo it, but the two ingredients that I have, that's why I need your expertise. Mm-hmm. So they give me, I got the shampoo.
Okay.
Shampoo that.
So that's the cleanse.
Boom.
Okay.
And then I got the beard butter.
Okay. And
then I had the serum, which is the oil.
Okay.
That you put on. I guess it gives you like a shine.
Mm-hmm. That's silky.
And I guess the butter gives it that smell. And whatever else.
Now the butter makes it soft. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the serum makes it like silky.
But the butter gives it that smell too.
Yeah.
Because I don't smell the serum doesn't give me that smell. The butter gives me that smell.
So that's about right.
Right.
That's about right. So CMS, cleanse, moisturize, and seal. Now,
so what separates you from everybody else?
What separates
right, having the goddess, having the beard goddess. What separates you from the rest of the pack?
So what separates me from the rest of the pack is that most of these products are developed by guys, right? And the only beard they've ever touched is their own. I have treated, touched, talked to over 1,000 guys in reference to their beards. Right? And so the products were created to cover a multitude of issues, beard textures, and the whole gamut. So that's the difference. So when I see a guy and he's on Instagram, he's sharing, whatever his experience is with his beard oil, his beard. But I'm like, you ain't touched another man's beard. So how you gonna tell 5,000 other guys what's gonna work for their beard?
That's a fact.
That's a good
And you've
fact.
never you ain't touched nobody else's beard but your own.
And I'm not gonna touch it either. No doubt. So
unless he's a barber, like the chances are slim to none.
That's a fact. Because they don't do touch another nigga dude.
No, so your beard is a C3.
I'm looking at Joe and be like, yo, you should fire, bro.
Right.
And then that's it. Yeah, like
if you get the beards that's too like flaky, like dandruff.
Yeah. So that's a real thing.
What's that about?
So there are some guys who cannot use oil, right?
Why?
Because there's a technical term that we're not going to talk about because I've already had a sip or two. But basically what happens is
you had a sip or two.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you knew that shit was coming.
Probably. I should have probably, yeah.
It's all good.
But, so what you should be using is another moisturizer. So that's why we have a leave-in conditioner.
I like that.
Right? So that's why we have a leave-in conditioner, which is like kind of cream-based. It's not oil-based.
Cream-based.
Yes. So you should do something like that as opposed to using an oil. Some guys are using oil. It's not working for them. It works as a sealant, which means it's sealing in whatever dryness you already have.
Now, okay. So with your product, do you give shampoo with that?
Of course.
So shampoo and a conditioner?
Yes.
And then
whoa. So there's a difference, right?
Talk to me.
Right? So you can use a conditioner, but what we have is a co-wash, which is a conditioner-based wash that you can use on a daily basis.
Okay, so say if I'm just getting your product, right?
Okay.
What do I have to do?
Well, they're numbered, which
to get
makes
everything out of it.
I mean, they're numbered, which makes it super easy.
But a lot of people are visual learners. So tell me, what do I need to do?
Can I just say this?
Copy that.
Touch his beard and tell him what he needs right now.
Come on over here.
Look at that.
That's what I want to know.
Oh, okay.
What?
So immediately, you saw what just happened?
What happened?
Yo, you lost like 3 hairs. Like
I told you I was on my Django shit.
He's been working.
So like moisture retention is key.
Okay.
Right? So you definitely lack moisture retention, which is like a big thing.
Okay.
And so when your beard is excessively dry, it sheds often. So if you were to go in front of a sink right now and pick or brush or comb your beard out, you'd
Christmas
probably
tree.
pine needles all over the damn floor.
Clark Griswold. It's coming out. Pause.
So
right. Carry on.
Yes. So you using, obviously, whatever you're using probably isn't working in terms of keeping your beard moisturized. So we're definitely going to be heavy on the leave-in conditioner. Right? Okay. The other product that you see there, that spray, is going to be really key in keeping your beard moisturize too. So like if you hit that midday point, like that 2 PM that I'm just getting off and I'm trying to go to happy hour, but my beard feels like what the what?
Sandpaper.
Boom.
Put the leave-in conditioner.
No, you put the spray in, right? Which is like a Gatorade. Go ahead and spray it.
Okay. Get the Soul Glow.
Yeah, go ahead and spray it.
So I got the spray.
Yeah, you hit the spray.
The butter.
No, you have the spray and the leave-in.
And the leave-in.
Spray and the leave-in.
Yeah.
The
spray and the leave-in. You don't need a butter.
You don't need a butter.
If you have one. I mean, if you have one, you can... Listen, so I wanted to do products that other people didn't have. So everybody was doing this whipped shea butter and all this other stuff. And I was like, that's great.
See, that's what's out there. That's why I want to know why
you know what I mean? So
that's
dominant. While that's cool... But sometimes it's a little too thick to really permeate or penetrate the shaft of your hairs. Pause.
Jesus Christ. He said shaft of the hair. Give another one.
Pause.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
She did say pause, though.
She did.
I did.
I did. On top of her.
I did. I made sure I got y'all.
How about we start this from the beginning?
From the top. Well.
Y'all both retarded.
I won't be invited back.
Well done.
It was fun. It was nice knowing you guys. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so doing the of course you want to do the co-wash. It's extremely thick.
Jesus.
Pause.
Okay.
But
right.
Yeah. You know, but it's what's necessary. Right. It's what's necessary.
Right.
Yeah, it's what's necessary. So literally you put that on in the shower, right? Coat your beard, put that on in the shower, wash the rest of you, wash everything else. Put that on first, wash everything else. And then before you get out, you want to rinse it out.
And that's the shampoo.
That's the co-wash. Why you want to you going to rename everything tonight, aren't you?
The co-wash. Gotcha.
Co-wash.
Co-wash.
It has a number 1 on it.
Number 1. That's first and foremost. Mm-hmm. Now what's next?
When you get out, you're going to pat dry.
The beard.
Pat dry. Okay. Yep. Pat it. Yes. No heavy rubbing with a towel and none of that. If you're going to use anything, you use a t-shirt.
To pat dry.
Yeah. A t-shirt
that I just took off?
Probably not.
Right.
Probably not the sweaty one.
Gym, what happened?
Probably not the sweaty one because it's nasty.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
nasty.
Like
but why would I use... All right, so like I can't use a towel?
Yeah, you can use a microfiber towel, not a traditional cotton towel.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't have one, listen, like we headed into a recession. I don't want people to be... I'm gonna tell them to buy a product and I need a towel. Damn. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just pat it dry.
Pat it down.
Just pat it dry or air dry, whatever you want to do before your beard gets completely dry. Because the whole premise of this system is we want to seal in that moisture. Right? So you're in the shower, you've gotten your beard wet. Pause.
I'll let it go.
But I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's a beard.
I mean, like it's a lot of,
I got you.
Right.
So number one is in the shower.
So co-wash in the shower, rinse off before you get out. Number 2, fresh out the shower, you want to add your leave-in conditioner while your beard is still damp.
Okay.
Do not wait if you're going to wait until your beard dries. If you walk around the house for 20, 30 minutes, you done iron clothes.
It's too
late. People still iron?
Right.
Y'all still iron?
I do, but
I always iron.
I do.
I'm bougie though. All my work shirts, I take it to the cleaners.
Okay, yeah.
I like,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Heavy.
I used to iron my drawers.
I got looked at sideways because I said I have an iron. And it was like, I thought you were like millennial. And I'm like, yeah, but I have an iron. Like, I don't know who raised y'all. Yeah, I don't know who raised y'all. I have an iron.
Right. Absolutely.
So fresh out the shower, leave-in conditioner. And then the last step is going to be to seal the beard, right?
Now, how long you leave the leave-in conditioner for? The second step.
It never, you don't rinse it out. You leave it in.
You just leave it in.
Yep, leave in.
And then proceed to the third bottle.
Proceed to 3.
Okay.
Make a beeline straight to
B. Straight to
3.
So 3 is 3. You have you have 2 options, right? Most oils are a sealant. Most, not all. I can't. Neither one of them.
My oil.
So some, not all oils are sealants, right? And then some oils just don't work for everyone. And then depending on your lifestyle and what you're doing, I highly recommend, and this is a product that's not up there, but there's a gamut of them on the market. A balm. Now, balms are not to be
Beer bombs.
Beer bombs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to be confused with butters, right? The balm should have the first ingredient as wax. I don't care what kind of wax, lanolin, beeswax, whatever. Right? And so most black guys or African American guys, Hispanic guys, most guys with curly textured beards hate them because they feel like they're too heavy.
Really?
Yeah, or they feel like they're just not for them for whatever reason. But they really are. They really are. So that is the third step in sealing. So that wax helps to seal and create that barrier between, hey, we're locking in all the moisture and we're protecting you from the rest of the elements.
I have a question. So all this is what? To make the beard grow?
Yeah.
So it's all about having that fullness.
So it's about the life cycle of your hair.
My beard will grow.
Yeah, because you're gonna elongate the life cycle of your hair.
What?
No, you thought I caught you or something, right? No,
He's like, wait, what I do?
Like my beard, what would it take? You assess this.
So I would say one of two things. So one for
Look, she just went like that.
one of two things.
No, I'm heartbroken. That's all I like.
So I already know. I already know. Because it's shorter, so it's easy.
Yeah, look what I got.
She's like,
Wow.
She went like this.
damn.
I did.
She was like this.
That quick, huh?
Yeah, you know what you need.
Yeah, you know what you need.
All right, so boom, right? All right, so boom.
I need help. Your joint, she pulled
So
it.
yes, right. So there's two different textures, right?
A little pull.
Because you guys have two different
And she's
textures.
like, yo, your joint fell out. Me, she's like,
Yeah, you know what you need. Ashy Larry.
Let me go ahead and write you up.
damn. See?
So we could do two things for you, right?
Okay.
So one, of course, product, kind of the same method, right? But then I also highly encourage you to get a high frequency treatment. So
You got that?
not here.
You don't got it here?
No.
You got DM that motherfucker. Give it to him.
So you need a high frequency electro.
He need a bucket hat, huh?
I can't with y'all.
Is that bad?
No, but it's just. But it's like, so for guys with shorter beards who are looking for their beard to grow, high frequency treatments really help with that. So they're really for everyone. So a high frequency treatment, of course, it's an electrical current.
He's still laughing at me.
He's like,
Start off with a booty face, right? You gotta get him back. You gotta get back in the academy.
you like a thumb. You got like a thumb.
Damn.
We're gonna start from the thumb phase.
Okay.
Shave it all off?
No.
Get the iron shakes, huh? How you bad is it?
I shave it all off. I'll be lonely for like a lot.
Yeah. At least 2 months alone in the house.
Very lonely.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. In this summer, you should just wait. Just don't even bother.
It's summertime.
Before you can put that karate gi back on. So.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Nobody's gonna look at me.
Nobody.
Okay, so
you out for the season.
It's over.
Bench.
Right.
I'm on the IR list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Next year.
Next year.
Oh
try
my
again.
god, that's
Next
so
year.
funny.
Okay, so after the shower, we put on step 3, and right after step 3,
No,
we go
you put on step 2 after the shower.
directly after the shower.
Step
For
2
me or for
directly
him?
after the shower. Both.
In general.
Yeah, in general.
And then we go to step 3 immediately.
Immediately.
Right. And now, what's after step 3?
After step 3 is we have options. We have options like that Hydro Mist spray, which is something that you can do. When you're at work, you can leave it in your gym bag, leave it in the car. So that midday pick me up. So it is it's pretty much the equivalent to a Gatorade for your beard.
Gotcha.
Right.
Wow.
So how do we repair? How do you replenish your beard midday? You guys are outside, you can't necessarily add oil.
Right.
You can't necessarily get in the shower. Right. So how do we add that moisture? So that misting spray is really important.
And that's the misting spray.
Yep.
That's perfect.
You got that?
I love that. That's perfect.
And that'll keep you nice and healthy.
That'll keep you nice and healthy. Do you guys use wooden combs? wooden beard combs?
I don't. You know what I use? I use regular soft bristle brushes.
A boar bristle brush. Say that 3 times fast.
You said a boar's bristle brush.
Yep.
So the brothers that we seen walking around, they really not fronting when they be like picking that stuff off.
Yeah, like no, I'm not like
really
I'm not a huge fan of like consistently picking your beard because obviously less is more. Like the less manipulation, the better. But in terms of keeping their beard moisturized, depending on what they're using, I mean it's a real thing.
In the barbershop, I see
yeah,
like what's but now they really keeping it.
What's a like from a woman's standpoint? What is a good sized beard? Is it like ZZ Top, Rick Ross, a little bit this?
So I made.
You know, like what's the?
So I don't even know if I can really say this without being canceled. We might like edit this part out.
No, say it.
But to be honest, for in most cases, right? I don't want to say less is more, but something manageable is probably the most of what most women want. And I'm going to tell you why. And so this is where, if you have children in the room, have your children leave because this might get a little...
I mean, yeah.
So,
our listeners are
so in terms of... Right. So you have to think in terms of like being in an intimate situation, right? Mm-hmm. If she doesn't have hair there, and you're down there with hair, that shit don't feel good.
If you're down...
it doesn't.
If you eating or if you poking?
Nah.
If you're eating, so
it's dinner time.
Yeah, so.
But it's not. Yeah, you're right. Depending on the
depending on the texture and the length of your beard, that for most women that's not pleasurable.
Well, that's if the guy knows how to eat. It shouldn't be a problem. Right?
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's just the friction, right? It's a lot. It's a lot happening.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And so, depending on, listen, I can't give everybody that. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so if his beard is super short and she doesn't have any cushion there because she bald eagle, right? There's nothing there to protect her. So then it becomes after a while it becomes uncomfortable. So listen, if you've been down there for a while and you think you getting the work done, and she's like okay,
she's irritated.
She hit you with the little tap on the shoulder, the little baby.
Like, that's enough.
That's enough, yeah.
But if you're making that thing peach red, you should know there's a problem.
It's a problem.
If she didn't,
so that means
and then there's
don't
rules.
Have a short cut beard.
Never get if you just left the barber, that is not the night to
right.
Yeah,
that ain't the night to do it. Okay. Yeah, that ain't the night to do it. Usually like maybe like 2 or 3 days after, because then you get over that your hair is just freshly
so like this length is okay.
Yeah.
Because okay.
Right? So you have to get over that fresh cut phase because those hairs get extremely sharp. And
you talk about like new beards.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you just like
if
how about like a 5 o'clock shadow?
Some shadows may hurt. Like I said, it really depends on what your partner has. If she's bald eagle, that may not feel good to her. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be irritating. So I mean, like this is where certain conversations come in the play. You got to have a real adult conversation. Like, did that really feel good, or was it like?
But I wanted to know, like, from the appearance, that when you first see
it's
like, yo, that's a good beard. I like that guy. What's the range? Like, when is it too much? Like, ZZ Top.
Yeah, so I think for
here.
Yeah, I think no, that's not my preference. I've definitely seen some guys who have really nice full beards. I think for me, it's more of a texture. It's more of a texture thing because if we can't cuddle and it feels soft and it feels nice, then it's pointless. Then I almost rather you have a plain face. Right? Because that's the whole, in terms of like intimacy.
Because when you kissing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's a lot. Because the beard is going to cover a lot. Depending on your position when you're with your partner.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so it's a personal preference. But honestly, I prefer probably like a shorter to mid-length beard personally. Right. So if you can maintain that in a healthy, just like in a very manicured way, like, listen, that's probably more sexy. And it's more of an attitude, confidence thing for the most part.
Is that the same for like men down there that don't shave?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's kind of the same way. We should probably have, equal to or similar situations happening because it gets irritating.
Right. So do you like turtlenecks or no?
I've had one turtleneck in my life. Mama, if you watching this, go ahead and log off.
You said your mother log off.
Go ahead and log off.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mama. Go ahead and log off. We'll wait. This is the button, right? Just click that one, and I'm gonna call you later.
Can we find this again?
What they got black and lit out there?
Yeah, so the turtleneck. It's just the peeling back. It's just a lot happening.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on, you know. Like, you know, it's like, do you clean it with a Q-tip? I got questions now because now you ain't gonna have me. You ain't gonna have me jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Have me in the ER.
If you got a comforter down there, that's a problem. What's up, Webbin?
God,
did you clean that motherfucker inside?
Yo,
it's a long day. It stink.
God damn, that's tough. It's tough.
Can you please shout out there? I think we're done.
So I am having the beard goddess. They are probably not going to invite me back. Yes, go ahead and follow me on.
It's a combo.
Yes, but follow me on Instagram, beard_goddess, Facebook, everywhere, beard_goddess, just in case they don't invite me back.
Yo,
I think we just want a little
grow our beards based off of this.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So listen, did you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about police and
I was married to one. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So my ex-husband, my baby father. So he was a police officer. So he was retired medically, and so so I know what that's like from a spousal standpoint. And so I was super proud of him. Like we were dating when he went through the academy and all of that. I mean, we were young, right? Like 19. You know, I was 19. He's a little older than me. And so that process was, was fun. I have family members who were police and they're now retired. I mean, it is what it is. But from a spousal standpoint, listen, I commend you guys. I got that phone call one night. They was bringing him home, talking about he was shot, grazed by a bullet. I said, what the fuck? So, like, you know what I mean? So I remember those nights. I remember, when you have to pray for your spouse and you're hoping that they come home safe on a daily basis. Or you're in a grocery store. He's like, yo, I think I locked this person up. Yeah, let's go ahead and head to the car. You know what I mean? It's like, leave the groceries. Let's go ahead and head out. And so... I certainly commend you guys. Thank you for it's not military per se, but certainly thank you for your service. Thank you for keeping our city safe.
I appreciate you. That means everything.
Yeah. But that's why I do what I do, though. I service and serve guys because, you guys do a lot to protect us. We stand on, and as women, as entrepreneurs, right? Women are getting a lot of praise right now, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of them do have husbands. A lot of them do have great fathers who are helping them as we're on this entrepreneurial journey. And so it's sad. It saddens me that you guys are neglected and you guys get left out of the conversation so often. And so that's why I do what I do.
Amazing. Well, world, that was episode 113. I want to thank my sister, Miss Heaven, the Beard Goddess, for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Talking to us. And actually taking the time to let us know about these beard products. Because I never had anybody take the time to actually tell me why step-for-step process to doing it.
Yeah.
Because, when you order beard product, they just give you the little direction label and that's it. They don't really get in depth to the reasoning for using that and utilizing these materials and putting that in your beard. So thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do because it means everything to us. Yeah,
certainly leave me listen, I'm all about honest reviews, right? If it works, great. If it doesn't work, I need to know as a business owner because that's the only way we grow, evolve, and then of course make changes.
Absolutely.
The products are for you. They're not for, I use a couple of them, but they're not for me, they're for you. Right. So give me your honest opinion of how they work.
Once again, please tell the world, how can they reach out to you?
Yes. So, listen. So I am going on a 6-city tour, right?
Really?
So yes.
Okay. Where?
So it's not fair that I'm the only person who knows what I do, and so my goal is to teach 1,000 other beauty professionals how to treat men with beards by the end of the year. That's my goal.
That's dope.
And so I'm actually going on a tour with Curtis from Exotics.
Nice.
And he's a pioneer in terms of the barbering game. And so he's allowed me some space and time to be able to teach. And so I'm going to be teaching beard care with him. We're in New York, May the 29th. I think we're doing New York, Atlanta, Dallas, Oklahoma City, I think Ohio. Did I say Atlanta?
No.
Yeah. So I mean, like we're definitely traveling, and we're gonna make that happen. So if you can't catch me here in the city, because I'll be on tour, certainly follow me on Instagram, beard_goddess. On Instagram, I'll be posting where I am, so I can, of course, I'll be doing services alongside of teaching. But yeah, I hope to see you all. Listen, come holler at your girl. I'm going live a lot, probably over the next couple months. So listen, if you can catch a live, you'll hear a lot of information like this. I'm debunking all the dumb ass myths that people are talking about beards. Right. Oh my gosh. Listen, like I've said, I have touched and groomed over 1,000 beards, and that's just physically. That doesn't count for all the guys that I've talked to over the pandemic virtually. And so I'm just taking that knowledge and really servicing guys, helping them grow a beautiful face.
I love that. Beautiful face. Well said.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Please come back again.
Of course.
We need that.
Of course.
Dre.
I just want to thank her for like coming through and assessing my beard.
Yeah.
We'll do a full assessment. You guys have to come by the shop. We'll have to do like a part 2.
I need
it. Won't be like official, but we'll do like a part 2 at the shop. Yeah, with the steam and we'll do your high frequency treatment. So yeah.
I need that. Yeah, put me on.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
But to answer your question, peace and love.
Triple C.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
All right, folks. Phenomenal interview with our sister, Miss Heaven the Beard Goddess. Heaven the Beard Goddess. Yeah. Check her out. She's got her products right here. I'm going to try it out personally because I can't wait. I just want to see the results. And plus, I've been lazy with my beard, but it is what it is. I work a lot. But everybody, peace and love. Stay safe. Keep squares out your circle. This is episode 113. Work hard, all right? A hard work ethic can get you to the top. They ain't never stop. Nobody that work hard and have a vision, create a vision board, have goals, have expectations of yourself and your significant other. All right?
Follow your God self.
Follow your God self. Yes. Follow your gift.
Your God self.
Live in it.
I love that.
And follow your God self. Listen, we love you. Silverback Chronicles Podcast. Big H, Triple C, and Dre, and our wonderful sister, the Beard Goddess, Miss Heaven. Love y'all. Be safe. See you next week. Peace out.
The views and opinions expressed on the Silverback Chronicles podcasts are those of the hosts, producers, or the guest appearing on the program. They do not reflect the views and opinions of the federal, state, or local government. This includes but not exclusive to the Department of Defense, Homeland, and the Baltimore City Police Department. The Silverback Chronicles podcast with Dre, Big H, and Triple C. Hit the subscribe button, like and comment.